Okay, so this is a Vitap line boring machine. It's pretty old, but still works, still serviceable. The adjustment for the depth of the drill bits is right here. Basically, you just turn this knurled knob, and it looks like the end of a pipe, but to tighten it, when you get it where you want, is right here. And there's an indicator right here with centimeters, and millimeter lines. This here is a 1/10 of a millimeter counter. What's great about this is when setting the location, like on the, I guess you'd call it the y-axis of the drill bits. So you got your drill bits here. You can adjust them in and out using this, and that is very, very repeatable because it's to 1/10 of a millimeter. You can find your setting, write it down, and then if you ever need that set up again, you're good to go. The whole machine rotates up so that it can drill horizontally, but we're going to demonstrate it in the vertical first. There's I guess we call that a air gun. There's an air gun connected to it, and right now we have it connected to an undersized air compressor. Sorry about that. I wish I had a bigger air compressor. This thing would probably work a little better, but it works fine for what we do. But you probably want more air pressure if you were going to put like all 21 spindles into something, because the clamps, as you can see, have a very small hose. I think they're a little undersized for this machine if you were going to put like 21 actual drill bits in here and have them push into the wood all at once. It might not hold it down, but then again, it might just be because I've got not enough air going into it, because I have this really, really small air compressor. Okay, so let's set up the clamps. They adjust with these orange handles. So I want to kind of put them over the work like that. That should work nicely. These stoppers here are great. They are very easy to adjust. At the moment, I believe they're just adjusted to be square up against the side clamp here. Can they see the side clamp? Yeah, okay. So, did I tighten these? Yeah. Alright, so the clamps are set up. This is going to be our workpiece. Alright, I've got holes there. Alright, I have no holes over here. So, there we go. And I think, oh, I gotta turn on my air compressor. That was the spindles. They're pretty loud. I'm hoping you can tell how loud. They're not like hearing protection territory, but I've heard quieter machines. You know, but that just speaks to the age, really, if you ask me. All right, now back here, I'm going to show you the operation of the machine again, and I'll show you how I operated it. But for now, let's just check this out. Is that good? Yeah, those are the 4 holes that it just drilled. And it only comes with 4 bits at the moment. Those, when you look at the Craigslist ad, you'll see you can get this stuff off of Amazon. The drill bits are really nothing. There's a left hand and a right hand, and you just have to alternate them. All right, so let's bring the tripod over here, and I think you want to be a little further back. All right, so well, that already has holes in it, so I'll do this, and the green button turns it on. Can they see the pedal? No? Oh. We'll back up so that they can see the pedal. I'm trying to show them the operation. Can they see it now? Okay. All right. So, all right. And that's it, really. I mean, it's very, very simple. 4 clean holes right there. I don't know. Can they see them well? Yeah? Cool. All right, great. And when we got the machine, we did clean it up a little bit. But, I mean, it didn't really need a lot or anything. I'm going to pull these clamps back now to get them out of the way. Actually, I'm going to pull them all the way. And oops. All right. Okay, so what I'm about to show you is the drill bits and the whole spindle mechanism rotates up 90 degrees. First thing you do is take the brake off, and then I believe you do this. Right, now if you notice, I moved this clamp over because when this comes up 90 degrees, you know, those two would have interfered with each other. So that's something you have to be aware of. You don't think about that when you're going to rotate it up. Get the clamps out of the way, okay? At this point, I think you should bring the tripod over here. Keep recording. Bring it over right about here. Yeah, good. And then, nope, too far. Right over here. And let's get this up. And point this down. Okay. Now tell me if they can't see what I'm pointing at. You might come a little closer if you want. But basically, so this here, this clamp now is operated with this Allen key. If the thickness of our material if it's too thick and it's going to get in the way of the drilling, then we would just put that in there and lift this part up out of the way. Now I'm going to check because I don't think that it's going to be in the way. Yeah, see these clamps, can you see them? This right here, what I'm pointing to? Well, they're not really clamps. They're the alignment pins for when you're drilling vertical, right? But when you're horizontal, these aren't necessary. And now, because of the way I had adjusted them, they're actually fine right now, right? But if I had them adjusted for, say, half-inch plywood, then when I went up at 90 degrees, I would not have been able to get a 3/4 inch piece of plywood underneath them. So then they'll need to be pulled back in order to allow this to slide under it. Okay? So what we're going to do next is set up the clamps. Am I doing the right thing? For the vertical drilling. Okay. Oh, whoops. I guess this can be put down like that, and this is already good. Okay. So here we go. Now, if I wanted to, I could also just hold this here, right? I told you the air compressor that I have, and these hoses seem suspiciously small, but my air compressor is really small, and it doesn't it doesn't really hold this stuff down very good. So we're going to see what happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if it slipped a little bit while it was operating. Can they see what's about to happen? Well, let me just check. Oh yeah, that should be good. All right, so here we go, turning it on. Take the pedal. All right, if you looked closely, this did come away just a hair while it was drilling. So I'm going to drill it again. Just to make sure it's full depth. Right, but there you go. That's your holes right there. Can they see that? Mm-hmm. Is it focusing? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. So the clamps do have some, I don't know, maybe 120 grit or maybe 220. I'm not sure. Sandpaper on them. You might peel that off if you want to do something rougher, but typically you don't want to do something too rough because you might end up with a scratch on your piece if it does move anyway, right? But again, if you had a better compressor, it would probably work fine. If not, I took these apart and greased them. I don't think that there's anything more that can be done with these here. You're going to have to get a bigger set. You're going to have to get a bigger set or possibly bigger hoses for your bigger set. Or maybe even just one extra. Another one might solve the whole problem. I don't know. I'm not an expert on these machines. We just set it up. We made a couple of fixtures for it and got it working for us, and we were happy. We did a couple of jobs, and now we're all done. And you know, looking to sell the machine for less than what we paid for it. So we're pretty happy with it, and you know, it works quick. I mean, you can't drill these holes this fast by hand, right? So it works pretty nicely. So why don't you step back a bit so that I can show them how to lower the machine. So again, this isn't a big deal, but you just want to make sure that your clamps are out of the way. So I'm going to just move this one over just to make sure that while it's going down, there's no interference with the handles or any of that stuff, right? And if I, okay, now I don't want to unlock it. What I want to do, because it's up, I want to pressurize it. Then I can unlock it. Well, maybe. I think I put it tighter than I... don't know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess I must have really... And I think that's it for the demo, so we don't need the compressor anymore. All right, so otherwise the machine's pretty clean. It's pretty heavy, but we can help load it. If you get a tilt trailer, that's ideal. We can put it right on a tilt trailer, no problem. If you bring like a pickup or something, we can also do that. And that's free of charge, not a problem. You get the machine, the 4 drill bits that we've been using, the hoses. You do not get the air compressor. You want to have a bigger one anyway. But you know, everything you see here, it's all Well, these parts here were made specifically for these machines, so I'm not going to take them off. They're important for the operation of the machine, but this is everything that you need to use this machine. All right, thank you very much.